priceless collection of artwork was stolen early this morning from Boston's Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. Thieves posing as police officers pulled off what authorities say was a very professional job.
In the dimly lit corridors of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, empty frames hang like ghosts on ornate walls, their hollow centers serving as haunting reminders of the world's greatest unsolved art heist. 35 years have passed since two men in police uniforms walked out with $500 million worth of masterpieces, leaving behind a mystery that has consumed investigators, fascinated the public, and frustrated law enforcement agencies worldwide. Yet as the case reaches this significant milestone, new developments are breathing fresh life into an investigation many had written off as permanently cold. The crime that shook the art world.
For 20 years, Anthony Amore has been investigating the early morning crime of 35 years ago when 13 works of art were stolen from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in the world's single largest property theft.
The greatest challenge is the passage of time.
The early hours of March 18, 1990 began like any other night at the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston's Fenway neighborhood. The city was still recovering from St. Patrick's Day celebrations when two figures approached the museum's side entrance at 1:24 a.m. Dressed in Boston police uniforms and claiming to respond to a disturbance call, the men convinced security guard Rick Abath to buzz them inside, a decision that would haunt the art world for decades to come. What followed was an 81-minute masterclass in audacious theft that defied conventional criminal wisdom. The fake officers quickly overpowered both guards, binding them with duct tape and confining them to the basement. With methodical precision, they moved through three galleries, the Dutch Room, Short Gallery, and Blue Room, selecting 13 works of art with what experts later described as puzzling choices. The thieves' selections revealed both sophistication and apparent amateurism. They stole Johannes Vermeer's The Concert, one of only 34 known works by the Dutch master, and considered the most valuable unrecovered painting in the world. Rembrandt's The Storm on the Sea of Galilee, his only seascape, was cut from its frame with shocking carelessness. 5 Degas sketches, a Manet work titled Chez Tortoni, and several other pieces vanished into the night, along with seemingly random items like a Chinese bronze beaker and a Napoleonic eagle finial. The motion detector records would later reveal the thieves made 2 trips to their vehicle, suggesting careful planning despite the apparent randomness of some selections. When the morning shift arrived at 8:15 a.m. to find the guards still bound in the basement, they discovered empty frames that would become symbols of loss and hope, frames that hang empty to this day, awaiting the return of Isabella Stewart Gardner's treasures. Decades of dead ends and false leads. The FBI's investigation into the Gardner heist has spanned 3 decades, consuming countless resources and following leads that stretched across continents. The case has frustrated some of the Bureau's most experienced investigators, generated numerous books and documentaries, and spawned theories ranging from plausible to outlandish. Jeffrey Kelly, the retired FBI agent who led the investigation for over 2 decades, recently shared insights that illuminate both the progress and challenges investigators have faced. Kelly believes the initial plan was merely to swiftly steal the Rembrandts, but the thieves woke up on March 18th to the realization they had pulled off the heist of the century. The investigation has consistently pointed towards Boston's organized crime networks, particularly associates of mob figure Carmelo Merlino, who operated an automobile repair shop in Dorchester. Kelly's theory centers on Merlino dispatching 2 known criminals, George Reisfelder and Leonard DiMuzio, to execute the theft. Both men died within months of the heist under suspicious circumstances, taking their secrets to the grave. Kelly remarked on the exhaustive nature of the investigation, saying he had lost count of the number of dusty attics and damp basements he had searched throughout his career. He explained that despite the FBI following leads both domestically and internationally, from Boston's criminal underworld to Europe's black markets, the missing paintings remained elusive. In 2001, the FBI announced a significant breakthrough, stating they had identified the thieves, quote, with a high degree of confidence, and believed the artwork had been transported to Connecticut and Philadelphia. But the trail grew cold around 2002 after an attempted sale in Philadelphia, and despite this progress, no arrests were made, no artwork recovered. a new perspective on old suspects. Recent revelations from Kelly and other investigators have provided fresh insights into the case's most promising leads, particularly regarding the network of criminals who may have handled the stolen works after the heist. The investigation has focused intensely on the connections between various mob associates who died under suspicious circumstances in the months following the theft. Robert Garente, a bank robber with mob connections who died in 2004, emerged as a key figure in the artwork's journey after the theft. 6 years after his death, Garente's widow informed the FBI that he had given 2 of the stolen pieces to someone, providing investigators with their most concrete lead about the painting's post-theft movement. The case took another intriguing turn during a 2012 search of Robert Gentle's home in Manchester, Connecticut. Investigators reported finding a handwritten list of the stolen artworks, which included their estimated black market values. The list was allegedly hidden inside a March 1990 edition of the Boston Herald that covered the theft. Authorities also stated that the search uncovered weapons, police gear, drugs, explosives, and an empty rubber tub buried in a backyard shed. This discovery led Kelly to speculate that the tub might once have contained stolen items. In 2024, Kelly reportedly revealed that there had been speculative but uncorroborated sightings of the stolen artworks within the last couple of years. He suggested new leads had emerged regarding potential locations of the pieces. When asked whether he believed all the stolen artworks remained together, Kelly reportedly expressed doubt, indicating that while some of the works might have surfaced, others continued to evade recovery since the night of the heist. This pattern of deaths among the potential suspects have created what Kelly described as a chilling effect on the investigation. Within 18 months of the robbery, several connected individuals met violent ends, including James Marks and Robert Donati, both mob associates who investigators believed had knowledge of the heist. Fresh leads and modern techniques. As the case extends into its 4th decade, new revelations continue to emerge. Anthony Amore, the Gardner Museum's director of security for 20 years, stated that he has dedicated his career to building connections with criminals and pursuing leads worldwide, emphasizing that his approach focuses on recovery rather than prosecution. Amore mentioned he's spoken to numerous criminals over the years, including some of the most influential ones in the state, and expressed confidence that the stolen paintings remain intact. He noted no one has ever claimed the artworks were destroyed. Recent developments have included tips about Jimmy Marks, a career criminal who was murdered in February 1991 in a classic mob-style execution. According to new information received by investigators, Marks was reportedly heard bragging about possessing 2 of the stolen paintings just days before his death, and may have hidden some of the stolen artworks. The FBI's art crime team, co-founded by Kelly, has revolutionized art theft investigations through modern techniques like advanced digital crime scene analysis, global cooperation with law enforcement agencies, and complex undercover operations targeting black market art networks. These efforts have established new benchmarks in the field. The enduring mystery and hope for resolution.
This week marks 35 years since the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist. $500 million worth of artwork gone in an instant from a Boston museum.
All these years later, the heist continues to fascinate the public as many wonder whether we'll ever see the art again.
Despite many years of intensive investigation, the Gardner heist remains one of the most perplexing unsolved cases in FBI history. The empty frames that continue to hang in the museum serve as both a memorial and beacon of hope, reminding visitors of what was lost while maintaining faith in eventual recovery. The museum's commitment to recovering the stolen works remains unwavering, reflected in their $10 million reward, the largest ever offered by a private institution. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you think fresh eyes on this decades-old case finally cracks the mystery that has stumped investigators for 35 years? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below.